Hi Capricorn, and welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael, from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Cappy, it's for you. Remember to use your own discernment. They are general readings. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. And if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. Your key to the week this week is the Strength card, right? So this week I think it's about you really finding what your newfound sense of strength is, where it is that you're drawing your courage from now. And I can give you, and please permit me, I say this a lot, but I want to say this now because I think it's important. Whenever I give examples from my own life, I'm not giving those examples for, it's not because I want to share so much about my life. It's just, I don't like to give examples that aren't lived. There's no point in that, right? If I give you an example from somebody else's life, which, from time to time I do, sometimes, I'll use a client example, etc., if it's pertinent, but I prefer to use my own experiences because I know those. I've had them, I've lived them. Now, the reason this is important is because the Strength card suggests that this week, in all of these different areas of life and life in general, you are finding what your new power source is. What I mean by this, and this is a really important point. So as many of you know, weight is an issue with Raf. I'm either slim, svelte and looking really great, or I'm chunky, right? I kind of just oscillate between the two. Unfortunately, I haven't managed to find a happy medium. But many years ago, well, I say many years ago, almost a decade at this point, at one point I lost a lot of weight. And at the time, I had a lot of anger and a lot of hurt that I was sort of carrying inside, and that was what I used as the fuel. And a part of what I found this time round on my weight loss journeys is my life is great now. So I don't have that same level of anger and hurt and frustration and pain to draw from. So I've had to find new sources of fuel to push me towards the things that I really want to achieve. So this week, I feel like you're discovering what your newfound source of power is, right? What your new strength is. What is giving you strength now? For your actions and options, you've got the Knight of Cups. This is you literally building up or taking your courage to either make an offer, to go after something, or to acquire something that maybe previously you wouldn't have dared to go after. This is you maybe, for 1 million, one time out of a million in a lifetime, maybe this is you asking for help. This is you finding or mustering the strength or the courage to seek something out, whether that is help, whether it's to go after something that maybe you want, but you haven't dared yourself to, or allowed yourself to dare to want it. In terms of the options that are available to you, this is, and I will say, a lot of the offers and opportunities or the options that are available to you this week will absolutely be ones that you can count on. So I love this, right? I'm totally here for this combination. Then you've got the Three of Wands. Love that as well. So when it comes to your communications and conversations and your academic and professional sphere in general, you are thinking big, right? You're going in, you're going hard. You are allowing yourself to expand into whatever new things are coming your way. And I love this for you. I think it's absolutely wonderful. Finally, when it comes to your studies and your studies and your academic sphere, the Three of Wands is asking you to expand your vision, but with the Knight of Cups, there's the Capricorn, right? With the Knight of Cups, you guys are, one of the things that I love about Capricorns and Aquarians, they're so aware of their innate strengths and weaknesses that when they talk about their weaknesses, people often take it as self-deprecating behavior. but it's not. We're just very acutely aware of what we do really well and what we don't do very well, right? And that level of self-awareness can sometimes make people uncomfortable. What I like about this Three of Wands, though, is usually Capricorn's like we'll just chip away at it, right? We just chip away at it because we know where we're going, and that's all that matters. And that determination that you have inside gets you through. This is you envisioning something big with your studies, with your work, with your profession, all of that stuff. And it's you going after it. It's you saying, no, I'm willing to take a leap here if that's so what is, if that is what's required. So I love this. Now, for those of you that are employed by somebody else, I think this is you really surveying the land and looking at the options that are available to you. For a lot of you with the Strength card, I think this is you daring to do what you've never done before, or maybe even asking for more responsibility, or maybe deciding, you know what, I've done enough. It's time for me to step into a leadership position, right? If you're not already there. If you are a business owner, entrepreneur, solopreneur, people that, person that works for themselves, I think this is you either breaking into new arenas or areas within your field of expertise, or maybe it's you going after those clients, those big fish clients that, usually you would wait to come to you. It's like you're getting on the front foot this week. You're not waiting for things to come to you. You're getting really proactive about going to the things, making something happen, right? Using your personal power to kind of step forward in some regard. When it comes to your those of you that are retired and no longer working, this, I think, could be, for some of you, this might be a hobby that you've always wanted to do, and you discover very quickly, and the same for those of you that are studying, you might discover that the new direction that you're going in, you're very good at without having really done it before, and you're like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool, like I'm really good at this. And I believe that whenever this happens, it's something that you've already done in a past life or something that you enjoyed. But yeah, this could be a great week to take up a hobby, to get back to a hobby, whatever that hobby might be, whatever that sort of moment or point of interest might be. It could be very nurturing and very nourishing to the soul. And you might find as well, especially if it's something that requires endurance, you've got a newfound source of strength now to do this, right? To draw from in order to do this thing. For your love and relations, you've got the Queen of Pentacles. So in some way, shape or form, you show up as yourself in your relationships. So for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, I actually feel that it's not so much an ultimatum. It's more a case of, this is my path, or this is how I envision us moving forward. It's going to get us from A to Z in record time. Are you interested? Are you on board, right? You're really looking to grow and enhance the relationship, or the relationships that you have. When it comes to those of you that are single and looking, you could be connecting to a fellow earth sign, but it could just as easily be that while you are in the process of really looking after yourself and getting back to all of these things that you love and enjoy, that you end up connecting with somebody who makes you kind of, I don't know if you've ever had this, like if you ever, you've got friends where they start dating someone and you're like, oh my gosh, like you guys actually look and sound very similar, right? Even the guys, I'll never forget this. There was a couple when I was younger and I was still living at home. There was this couple that lived opposite us, and they were really lovely, just really lovely human beings. But after like 5 years, I started to look at them and think, you guys actually look, and so, like there was a man and a woman, but they just looked and sounded the same. It's just really odd. But yeah, interesting point. So yeah, you might find that you connect with someone and you think, wow, you know what, you're kind of like me, right? We're not the same person, but we're very similar in so many ways. And then for your money and materials, you've got the Four of Pentacles. This is a great card for saving money. So you might be looking at the money that you're saving or the resources that you're holding on to at this moment in time and sort of deciding where or how you're going to allocate this. There are opportunities to enhance your financial future this week. I think when it comes to the work and the profession, though, a lot of you might change your direction this week. It's almost like you're saying to yourself, no, you know what, it's time to do something different, or it's time to go in a new direction. And, you know, even with, because, you know, Capricorn never does, it's rare that a Capricorn will walk out of a job before they've got another one to go to, right? You guys are way too sensible for that. But this might be where you're kind of in that place where it's like, no, you know what, it's time for me to do something different. And even if that means having to have a little uncertainty for a while, I'm willing to do it. And I love this because you've got this with the Strength card. There is a newfound sense here of inner courage, right? To do what you've never dared to do before, like to boldly go where no man has gone before. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this combination can show up as body fat. If you've noticed that you are storing extra weight or excess weight, etc., that's because there's an emotional stagnancy here that needs to be adjusted, because it's like you're holding on to the weight because there's something emotional that you're holding on to on the material level. When it comes to your home and environment, the Four of Pentacles is a good card for home, but it does also suggest that you're looking at the structure of the home. And it also, because you've got the Three of Wands here as well, for a lot of you, you might start the process of looking at where else you would like to live in the world. With that said, I wish you, also forgot to mention, on the 18th of the month, my tarot course will be open for enrollment once more. Enrollment, excuse me, sorry. Enrollment will close on the 18th, on the 30th. It's 12 weeks. Every week we have a live class. You get live client demos, live client practice as well. Very important part of this course, as well as all kinds of bonus materials. If you are interested in that, it's the last one that I'll teach this year, because on the second half of this year, I've got some other interesting and fun stuff that I want to bring you. So if you would like to learn tarot with me, you can do that very, very soon. You'll be seeing it everywhere on my socials anyway, so stay tuned, all right? With that said, take care, and I'll see you soon.